Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Beckrem from Bioservo Technologies. Now we will talk about something completely different. Exoskeletons, soft exoskeletons. We have products within the medical field, but also in the industry. And right now, the focus is actually the industry. But I will start talking about the life science product. And the history. So, founded 2006 by Hans von Holst, a brain surgery, and I wanted to develop a glove for rehabilitation of stroke patients. So that was the driving force for this first product. He connected with Jan Wiklander, who's professor in mechatronics at the Royal Technical University in Stockholm. So together they founded a company and launched the first product as a medical assistive product 2013. And after that, the company was approached by a couple of industry companies having severe issues in strain injuries in the grip, in the hand. So projects, activity started to develop a glove which was more suitable for the industrial environment, which was faster and giving more power. So in 2016, some key development collaborations was established with General Motors, with the Eiffage construction company, with Airbus, and also with General Electric. After that, 2018, Bioservo was listed at First North, Nasdaq. And last year, the first introduction of the industrial product, Iron Hand, was made towards the development partners. And the focus this year is to introduce and launch the all-new Iron Hand, which is modified in all aspects. In addition to that, also start the clinical program of 80 subjects in Netherlands that aim to prove the rehabilitation effects on our medical device product, Carbon Hand. In addition to that, we also have products in the pipeline supporting the upper body. So that's Iron Arm that takes the weight of the arms between 4 to 8 kilos and then compensates for gravitation when working above your head. So it's an active exoskeleton which gives you extra power. Works like an electrical bike. So when you move in any direction, the power will support you. So this is the technology. So the technology is based on pressure sensors in the fingertips, which is activating the actuators in the backpack, which is then pulling the lines, and then you have the power in your grip. And we have this well protected until 2026, and we have patents now filed for until 2035. So we do believe that we have a solid protection, and we are quite unique when it comes to soft exoskeletons and applying this in the upper body and also in the hand. Let's start with the life science product, which is then the Carbon Hand. So the Carbon Hand is a 3-finger solution. You have a power pack, which is then placed on your hip, and a cable. So it's a very light and mobile solution for patients needing assistance in their daily life. So this glove is then enhancing the grip for individuals with a weak grip. So what we do now is We focus on the assisted market, which is within Europe and US, close to 7 million elderly that has a weak grip. But more interesting for us is to be an alternative for rehabilitation, where we believe that this can be of great use. So what we know is that within Europe and US, 51 million patients are surviving a stroke, and they need support in also regaining life quality and the grip function. So the clinical trial, which started now, aims to prove the rehabilitation effect. So by mid-year next year, we hope that we have a solid clinical result from that. And then we can also address that population, which will broaden the market for this product. So let's move into the industrial portfolio and Iron Hand. So this is the first soft exoskeleton for industrial use. And as I mentioned to you previously, it all started with connections with larger corporations like General Motors, who reached out to address the specific need of having a supportive device for decreasing the strain injuries, which are work-related. Looking into Europe, what we know is that 40 million people alone has some kind of work-related disorders. So we know the market is enormous. And looking into specifically one of the automotives in Europe, they recently showed that 48% of their work-related injuries are related to the grip. So in an assembly-intensive environment, this is, of course, extremely interesting. Again, looking into US, which is the largest market for us today, $50 billion are used annually to cover the costs for work-related injuries. And just as an example, carpal tunnel disease that generates more than $60,000 in costs and 30 days of absence for an operator. And this is, of course, related to a normal pain as well for the workers. These are the verticals that we are focusing on. So automotives, where we work close with General Motors. Aerospace, we work close with Airbus. Construction, we work close with Eiffage, which is the leading civil construction company in Europe. And we also work in some other industries, and here we have GE as one of the partners. So the industrial glove, it's the same as the carbon hand, but it's 4-finger solution, and it's much faster, and it gives much more power. So it helps the grip in repetitive work situations. In addition to that, we also collect data for cycles and also the power which is used. And we apply then risk models, which are scientifically validated. So we can identify the exact risk for the workers of getting strain injuries. And this has not been made before. So this is an example where we've done an assessment at the Eiffage in France. This is an operator operating a rake when doing asphalt. So what you can see here is the top table is when Iron Hand is not applied, and the bottom table is when Iron Hand is applied. So after a couple of hours without iron hand, you can see that there is a very evident risk of getting injured in some of the fingers. And when applying iron hand, we can take out the risk for the complete workday. So this guy did not want to give away the iron hand after the workday. So it's a lot. What's connected with this is also a lot of pain relief. So this operator had a history of strain injuries in the hand. So what we could do here is take out the pain for that workday. So what we did now, just recently in May, we introduced a new version of iron hand. So it includes new sensors, it's a new backpack solution, it's a new textile and design, easier to clean and maintain. So that's the new iron hand. And we focus on performance with care. It should be so comfortable that it's not a hassle to wear it. In addition to that, it's also very intuitive and it's adaptive and intelligent. So it will get a bit smarter for every use. So we have algorithm which is adapting the software according to the operator. So this is the sales and distribute model that we have today. So all our development customers we care for directly. And in addition to that, we are now establishing distributors for our global network. So US, we have Rhino Assembly. For France, we have Gobio. And we just signed up a new distributor for Austria. And we are working on completing the geographical span of distributors. And the main markets for us are US, France, and Germany. So this is a bit about the performance. We are still a development company, now going commercial. So net sales increased to 73% year to date after Q2. And this is also driven by the industrial portfolio. So we in Q2 we sold a bit about 20 units to different partners. In addition to selling some of the prototypes of the iron arm, the next product that we are working on. So the focus now is to continuing launching the industrial product. In addition to that, we have a support of 2.3 million euros from the Horizon 2020 program, which is then dedicated to some clinical trials in addition to some development activities. In addition to that, we are now doing a rights issue and plan to inject close to 55 million into the company to support the commercial phase, which we are entering now. So that will take us to a positive cash flow. And looking into the financial targets, so what we aim for is 2024, we should have a turnover of close to 300 million Swedish SEK. So this is very briefly about the rights issue. So we are starting now in September. So the 12th of September is the record date for shareholders, and after that we will run through September and collect stock owners that are interested to join. But it's all guaranteed up to 80% through our partner Penser. So in summary, we are world leader when it comes to soft exoskeletons, and we have a strong portfolio. Iron Hand is creating a lot of interest around the industry companies in all verticals currently. Carbon hand, we do see the great potential coming out when we have the rehabilitation indication, and iron arm is a product for 2022 and onwards, but it's also very promising. So we see a great potential both in life science and also in the industry when it comes to profitability and turnover. So, and the key events is the launch now for 2019 of the Iron Hand and roll out the clinical trial and also establish the distributor network, which is about to be finalized, and to carry out the rights issue program, which is also now due in September. So that was it. Thank you very much.